I think you have a great sense of humor because we both have that dry, like The Office kind of humor. Yeah. Oh my God. As I said that, I have the pants. Welcome back to another episode of the Vajayjays podcast. I'm Catherine.
I'm Liz.
I'm Krista.
And I'm Tiffany.
And today we're going to talk about all things astrology. But disclaimer, we don't know what the hell we're talking about. How often do you guys look up things about your zodiac sign?
I don't really look it up often, but my friends do send me like memes here and there with my sign, and I'll kind of just laugh because obviously it's like funny, but also relatable.
Same. I mostly see it on Instagram posts, people sharing it on their stories.
I've only looked it up when people ask. They're like, oh, what's your sign? And they're like, do you think that it's right? Or like, what do you think you and your boyfriend's sign are? Do you think it's compatible? And I'm like, I don't know, man. It's just signs.
Yeah, the last time I looked it up, I think I was in middle school. So I'm like, I have no idea.
Damn, that's hella long. Do you guys believe in astrology?
Not really. I think to me, it's like a fortune cookie. To me, I just.
Wait.
What we think is relatable to us, and if we
wait, hold on. I did not hear anything. I was just gonna text you guys. Everything froze on
I was
mine.
like, did Catherine froze? Yeah.
No, everyone froze on mine, so I think it's my internet now. What the hell? I didn't hear anything to the answer the question.
Oh, I was like, everybody just froze. You guys are.
Excuse me. Oh.
We should take a picture. I love this.
Do it. I want me to do it.
Let's all just freeze.
Wait, is there? Why is everyone frozen? Is it? How do I fix this?
Your face is frozen like this. Yeah, sorry.
I thought we were being frozen.
We were, but then I was like, I was supposed to tell us. I was like, she said skip roses. I was like, okay, keep smiling.
Skip roses.
All right, I'm gonna ask the question again. Sorry, Krista, I did not hear anything you said.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Do I just say it then?
Did you hear her? She's like, oh, okay.
I know. I'm like, now I feel bad. You don't have to answer it.
Sorry, it's hard to hide. You know, RBF, it's like RBV. I just can't let go of it. I sent a text today, and it was so sarcastic, but I didn't mean it to be sarcastic.
What's RBV?
Resting bitch voice.
Oh. I was like, vagina? Is your vagina mad at us?
Resting bitch vagina.
Okay.
Sure.
Do you believe?
Sorry. Okay, just shut up. I said I'm gonna shut up. Just so you know.
Okay. Okay. Do you believe in astrology?
Not really.
That voice, though.
I'm like, oh, how do we make it sound natural? Sorry, I've been quiet all day, you guys. Natural. Not really. It's more like a fortune cookie to me, so whichever. But I did meet a girl in class one time. We had the exact same birthday, and her name was also Krista, and she was like super into astrology, and she was really disappointed that I wasn't. And I was like,
I guess
I
our
could
stars
try,
don't
girl.
align.
I know, right?
I believe in it half, but I think I only choose to believe the stuff that seems relatable to me. Otherwise, I'm kind of like, somebody just threw this online and somebody's putting their whole heart into it, and it's like, I'm just gonna read what I want to read.
Yeah. Same. I like respect whoever does it, but like I don't really believe it. I just like reading it, and when it's like relatable to my life that day, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's so funny, or like my personality, but that's it.
I think for me, I think there's some truths in it. I feel like the stars definitely have a lot of meaning. I think if you go back in time, they answered a lot of questions. I don't know how people thought to look to the stars or how people thought to like make shapes and then name them and then create meaning from that. I think that in itself is pretty amazing. I don't think it's just, a random person, just making up all of these things. I think there's real like depth to it. So I can respect that fact. I feel like it's too much for me to understand if I'm not solely diving into it.
Yeah, like I don't think that all like Libras are the same because there's my brother, my cousin, me, and another cousin, and we're all so different. But I can see how like the one where you do the time you were born, the place you were born, and all of that together can be like a little
Your
more
birth
accurate.
chart.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's your birth chart and like you have it tells you like how the stars were aligned at the exact moment that you were born. And then from there you are more than just your one main sign. You are bits and pieces of every sign. What is your guys' sign?
I'm a Libra.
Gemini.
Sagittarius.
And I'm an Aquarius.
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius. You're such a sag.
Oh my gosh. So from our research of our own signs, we've come up with different categories that we are going to discuss that either if we agree or disagree that we think it relates to us and as in our personality. And then everybody will get a chance to share. Then we're going to try to say like, no, I think you're wrong. I think that does relate to you. Kind of thing. So we're going to start with strengths and weaknesses. As an Aquarius, my strengths are progressive, original, independent, humanitarian. And my weaknesses are I run from emotional expression. I'm temperamental and uncompromising. I would have to agree
with everything.
Well,
I don't think you're uncompromising.
I don't think so either. When that you said that, I was like, I don't think you are because I think you can compromise, depending on the situations. I don't think you're very like
have it my way all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't think you run from emotion. I think you're very clear about the way you express it too. So I'm just like, I'm not sure if that one's relatable.
Hey, tell us why you think it's true.
I can be uncompromising with certain people, like my sister. I'm not very compromising with her. It's pretty much my way or no way. And it's not like in a bad way. It's just I want things done a certain way. Like, so can you do it this way or can you not? And in terms of running from emotional expression, I have before. I'm a lot better at not doing so, but it was still something that I've done in my past.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of my strengths, though, I think I'm very progressive. I try to be original. I'm super independent, and I am a humanitarian.
Yep. I was going to say, those are all true. My strengths are cooperative, diplomatic, gracious, fair-minded, and social. And the weaknesses are indecisive, avoids confrontations, will carry a grudge, and self-pity. I feel like most of it is also true, but I don't think I hold grudges. I feel like I let things go way too easily. And I think I've fallen into the self-pity before, but I told you I'm better now. But yeah, I think I'm very like indecisive too. And I avoid confrontation. So like, that's me.
What about the diplomatic part?
What does that mean exactly?
The way I see it, it's like a dictator. Am I wrong?
I don't think that's right.
Sorry.
Do we need to Google this?
Of or concerning the profession, activity, or skill of managing international relations.
So being a little bit politically correct. Well, when I Googled it, it's tactful, so you're very careful with your words.
Yeah.
I think for certain people, she is mindful of what she says. But otherwise, like if she's with us, she's like,
yeah, I don't want to hurt someone's feelings.
It also says sensitive matter or people, which I can deal with. I feel like you are. You are very sensitive to people's feelings and emotions, whether that's good or bad.
Mm. Mhm.
Thanks, Google.
Okay, so for mine, it says the strengths are gentle, affectionate, curious, adaptable, ability to learn quickly and exchange ideas. My weakness is I'm nervous, inconsistent, and indecisive, which I think are all pretty good in honesty. I don't know if I'm quick, like easily adaptable, because it takes me a really long time to adjust to new environments. But I mean, still adapting, right? And indecisive, yes, completely indecisive, because if I'm like very if I'm very focused on a certain situation, I never know if I'm right or wrong if I'm doing it. Like I've told you guys with that other job offer that I got, I was just like, yeah, I took it, but now I'm like not sure. And it was like the worst thing that has ever happened to me. I was like, I've never felt so indecisive in my whole life until like that time. I was just like, this is completely awful. I don't know how people no.
Do you think you're nervous?
I am nervous. I get so nervous doing like public speaking, doing a lot of interviews or talking to new people. Like I know it because I tend to talk a lot faster, and I sometimes just do like run-on sentences where it doesn't like make sense. But I mean, they seem to understand it. I don't know.
I think you're super gentle too. And
Very
curious.
affectionate.
I am a Sagittarius, and my strengths are, or our strengths are, generosity, idealistic, great sense of humor. And our weaknesses is that we can promise more than we can deliver, very impatient, and that we can say anything or will say anything no matter how undiplomatic. That's why I Googled it. I don't know if I agree with all of my strengths. I don't feel like I'm generous sometimes. Like, even if I am, maybe I don't like that I am. As far as great sense of humor, I like dry humor, so I don't think people get it sometimes, but that's okay. For promising more than I can deliver, yeah. Socially, yeah, there are just times where I just can't deliver, but work-wise, no. I am very impatient, so I do agree to that. And yeah, I have no tact. I'll just say it. But I've been working on it.
I'm laughing because like
sorry. But I mean
yeah, it's just like I totally agree how like you just say things, but it's so funny. And I think you have a great sense of humor because we both have that dry, like the office kind of humor. Yeah. Oh my god. As I said that. I have the pants.
Let's collaborate.
I think you're generous as much as you say you're not generous. I feel like you're very giving. You always tend to give things that you don't need anymore. You may not think of that as generous, but it is very generous of you. And you are a natural Filipina, excuse me. You will give away all of the food in the house. So I think you are very generous.
I was gonna say, you think of us when you have like snacks. Oh, it makes me so happy.
Yeah, dude.
Like
seriously.
when you go to the Philippines or you just make us boxes with food. Yeah.
I'll receive it then.
All right, so the next one is likes and dislikes. So this is in terms of, I guess, things that you like. But I
dislike.
I was thinking of something else. Okay, so Aquarius is like fun with friends, helping others, fighting for causes, intellectual conversations, and a good listener. We dislike limitations, broken promises, being lonely, dull, or boring situations, people who disagree with them.
Yo,
My way or the highway,
one?
Kiki.
Yeah.
Dude, I also agree with the limitations. Like, I know you do not like people telling you what to do or like telling you can't do something. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. But I would have to agree with pretty much all of it. I love hanging with my friends, helping others. all of that good stuff. Intellectual conversations, though, is pretty up there.
Mm-hmm.
If you can hold a pretty intellectual conversation with me about anything that's a little higher than how's your day? Oh, the sky is blue. I'm like intrigued. You got my attention. I want to keep talking to you because it's not dull or boring.
Yeah.
Like in your dislikes.
Okay. Libras like harmony, gentleness, sharing with others, and the outdoors. And we dislike violence, injustice, loudmouth, and conformity. And I totally agree with most of these because I am very, like the sign of the Libra is the scale. And then I always feel like this is like the one I relate to the most for Libras because I'm very fair, where sometimes I think I do it too much and people like I care about think I'm not taking their side, because when you tell me a problem or like when I go through something, I always try to think of it, what the other person is going through or why they acted like that before I get angry or anything. And so like sometimes people will be like, dude, you're not taking my side. I'm like, no, I'm just trying to see the other side so we can keep balanced,
Harmony, right?
I'm like
Harmony.
too much like that. I want everything so fair. Yeah.
What is a loudmouth, though?
Is it like obnoxious people? I don't know. Let me Google that. Silence. Loudmouths. Oh my god, you guys are frozen. So sorry.
It's okay.
Did you guys say anything? Because I didn't hear anything. I was
Oh,
Googling.
good.
I told her
What?
you're talking smack with loud mouths over here.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, we're talking about the loudmouths part of your dislikes.
Oh, I didn't hear. I was like looking it up and then I looked up and I was like, why is it silent? And then I realized you're frozen. A person who tends to talk too much in an offensive or tactless way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like people who are like that. Okay. Sorry, just like
Do you really like the outdoors?
yeah, before all this stuff happened to me.
I was just gonna say, I was like, she wants to go outdoors. She wants to go
Yeah.
to the beach. She wants to go on hikes, but she can't.
I used to
remember
hike
that
like every
Silverton?
weekend.
We were supposed to go
I
on the
forgot. That
Silverton.
was a different
What's it called?
lifetime ago. So Sagittarius likes freedom, travel, philosophy, and being outdoors. And then we dislike clingy people, being constrained, off-the-wall theories, and details.
That's
Off the wall details?
No,
Theories?
off-the-wall
Right.
theories, and then details.
Wait, what would you dislike about details? Like,
Is it like when people tell stories and they tell too much detail?
like when I
No,
walked through the hall was cold and the walls were like filled with vines or something.
No, I like details. I don't know why. Maybe that was a learned thing. But I like details. It gives you like context. So
Yeah.
that I'm not so
And
sure.
you always say context.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tell me to do something, you better give me details, because if you don't give it to me, I'm not going to do it. So
I don't know if I agree with the conspiracy theories. I feel like I don't think it's something that you dislike. I think that's something that's interesting that you like hearing. Like, I don't know if you necessarily agree or disagree about it, but I think you like hearing about it or learning about it.
yeah, somebody was telling me like some like crazy conspiracy theories, and I was like, cool. But I was like, I'm not like going to Google it or anything.
It's like a waste of your time, right?
Well, I mean, if there's rooted sense into it, like if it makes sense and it's backed by things, then yeah. But if you're just going based on like conjecture, did I use that word right?
I don't know.
Very philosophical of you.
Yeah, I do agree with
I know, the
the
T-Rex.
travel and philosophy and being outdoors. That's very you. Do you hate clingy people?
I feel like she's clingy.
That's why I was
was just gonna
laughing.
say
No,
that.
not in a bad way, Krista. Just like in your relationship, I feel like you guys can be clingy. So I'm like, wait, do you actually hate that?
Well, with Oliver, I don't mind, because
Yeah,
we
that's
cling to
right.
each other. Like, for sure, I definitely agree with that. But some people,
And
I
like
don't
with
like
us,
to
she's
like
like
cling.
Is
She's
it
like,
like with
even with
friends?
us, she's like, oh my God.
No, she said
hi."
some people, like
Yeah.
other people.
You're saying like if some
Oh.
people ask you to hang out too much, because I remember we talked about this, like that bothers you, right? Like you don't want to hang out all the time.
Is it physically clingy
It's
or
however
is
clingy
it
you want it.
emotionally
All of the
clingy?
above. All
Yeah,
of
I
the
think in
above.
general, everything.
I just don't want people to rely on me so much. Like
Yeah.
mentally. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Well, I mean, for my close friends, yes, they can, but I don't. If I feel like somebody's not exactly my close friend, if I don't feel that I can rely on them, I don't want them to rely on me. And
Mm.
sometimes people can get confused
Yeah.
whether or not they could rely on me.
So it's like
All right, Tiff, you're up.
Okay. For Gemini likes music, books, magazines, chats with nearly anyone, short trips around the town. Dislikes being alone, being confined, repetition, and routine. I think the likes are pretty spot on besides books and magazines. Like I like reading them, but I'm not like an avid reader where you could talk to me about like all the books of the world or like what's newest in like pop culture for magazines because I am very away from social media when it comes to that. Music is definitely something though because I love to sing and I like to listen to a lot of music. Short trips, like going to Target, number one thing. Like can't go wrong with that. I don't necessarily think I dislike being alone because sometimes I need that time. Especially since you guys know that, you know, like I live with Michael and I live with housemates, and sometimes I just don't want to socialize. I just want to be completely by myself doing whatever the fuck I want to do, whether it be like lying on the bed or just playing video games. But I think being confined to repetition and routine is something that I do dislike over time if I'm doing it multiple times.
same. You said it all, so I'm just yep.
Okay, so the next one is the main characteristics of your sign. So again, I am an Aquarius, and there's quite a few, so we'll just do one at a time, talk about it, and then keep going.
Mhm.
So the first one is I was born shy and quiet, but on the other hand, they can be eccentric and energetic. However, in both cases, they are deep thinkers and highly intellectual people who love helping others.
True.
It's
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think
like
it's
when
true
you
too.
said you're like an introvert and extrovert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm shy at first, but once I get to know you, I'm very energetic and eccentric. The next one is although they can easily adapt to the energy that surrounds them, Aquarius born have a deep need to be sometime alone and away from everything in order to restore power. And I would agree 1000%.
Yes.
There are some times where I just need my alone time, leave me alone to my TV, and I will be okay. The next one is uses their mind at every opportunity. If there is no mental stimulation, they are bored and lack a motivation to achieve the best result.
Is that true?
I think so. I think I'm a thinker, so in any situation, I feel like there has to be some type of like I have to think it through before I do it.
So like when you clean, are you also like thinking?
Yes. So when I clean, I'm like, okay, I have to do this the right way. So when I clean, I go top to bottom. I have to do like the counters and like anything on top first. And that way, like if the crumbs fall and stuff, I'm not working backwards and sweeping twice.
Yes.
Mhm.
So I like think it out like, okay, if I do the kitchen first and then work my way this way and then I can mop this way and blah, blah, blah. Like I think it out before I do it, like legit.
You're making Tiffany's mind all excited.
I love hearing cleaning.
The next one is has a timid, abrupt, and sometimes aggressive nature, but it also gives Aquarius visionary quality. They are capable of perceiving the future and they know exactly what they want to be doing 5 or 10 years from now. I would say yeah.
I would say yes too,
Yeah.
because you usually like to have like a plan, like and when you became a teacher, you know, you're like within 5 years, this is what I want to accomplish. Within 10, this is what I want to do. So I definitely think that's something that's right.
Yes, visionary. I have to envision it before I do it. And then the last one is biggest problem for them is the feeling that they are limited or constrained. They have a reputation for being cold and insensitive people. But this is just their defense mechanism against premature intimacy.
So like you have to trust them, like want them.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I can be very cold and insensitive.
We just called it RBF.
I don't mean to. I just leave me alone. I have to recharge.
People born under the sign of Libra are peaceful, fair, and hate being alone. I told you guys before I did not like being alone because I always wanted to go be around friends and stuff. But then, yeah, learned to be alone. Now I like it. And yeah, super, super fair and harmony. Yeah, I just want peace. Individuals are fascinated by balance and symmetry. They are in constant chase for justice and equality, realizing through life that the only thing that should be truly important to themselves in their own inner core of their personality.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is someone ready to do nearly anything to avoid conflict, keeping the peace whenever possible. True.
Yes, 1000%.
True.
Yes.
Last one. Inspired by good books, insurmountable discussions, and people who have a lot to say. Yes. Oh my gosh, just like Alyssa, like you can talk really deep conversations and you can talk to me for a long time. I like,
Just put them two in a room.
we breathe through mine.
Main characteristics of a Sagittarius is that we are big travelers, especially motivated because of our open mind and philosophical view.
Krista, why you do this?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's motivated for that, but I
Mm.
do like to experience different cultures just to see how it is on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Next one is we are extroverted, optimistic, enthusiastic, and we like change, which fuels our sense of humor and curiosity. I would say that's a big maybe on that one.
You don't like change.
And you're
I
not
do
really
like
extroverted.
change. Yeah, I'm very like ambiverted,
Mm.
but I lean towards introverted mostly. Like I like change, but it's just hard for me to do. But like when I want it, I want it.
Mm.
Yeah, enthusiastic, it really depends on what it is. Because if it's something that I'm not interested in, I probably would not give it the time of day. We also treasure freedom so that we can travel and explore different cultures and philosophies. Yesh. Yesh. And because of our honesty, Sagittarius are often impatient and tactless when they need to say or do something. Yesh.
Do you agree with all those, Krista?
Pretty much, except for the extroverted, enthusiastic stuff. That's a half-half.
Okay, the main characteristics of a Gemini: expressive and quick-witted. A Gemini represents two different personalities in one, and you will never be sure which one you will face. I have told you guys multiple times and other people that I'm a Gemini, and my Gemini is two-faced person, so you never know who you're gonna get. And people are like, I trust you, and I was like, but sometimes I don't trust me. So.
Oh my god.
Well, because you guys know, you guys are like, oh yeah, you're nice, but you guys also know the mean bitchy side when it comes to like things I'm like really like upset at or like passionate about. They are sociable, communicative, okay, yes, and ready for fun, with a tendency to suddenly get serious, thoughtful, and restless. Yes, I agree with that. I don't know.
I think you're very sociable. Again, when you want to be, because you have that split personality, but when you do want to be social, you're very sociable.
And the last one is a Gemini is changeable and open-minded, makes them excellent artists, and especially writers and journalists, and their skills and flexibility make them shine in trade, driving, and team sports. I agree with the writing because I read a lot of fan fiction, and as you guys know, I write my own fan fiction. No one's ever gonna read it because I wrote that back in middle school. I don't know about the flexibility in team sports because I don't think I do well in actually playing a sport. Like I like playing it for fun, but I don't think I can play it competitively enough to like really shine in that sense.
But like, for example, when we're playing on teams with video games, like you're a very good teammate.
That's
like
true.
I think that's what that means, like just team in general and games.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'd want you on my team.
Exactly.
Mario
same.
Party.
Yeah. Let's talk about love. So for
Baby.
Sorry.
I hate you. So Geminis see love first through communication and verbal contact and find it as important as physical contact with their partner. They're inquisitive and always ready to flirt. A Gemini could spend a lot of time with different lovers until they find the right one who is able to match their intellect and energy. And the last one is they need excitement, variety, and passion. And when they find the right person, a lover, a friend, and someone to talk to combined into one, they will be faithful and determined to always treasure their heart.
Aww.
I know, it's so sweet. Wait, Tiff, do you think the first one is true? Where you see love first through communication and verbal contact and find it as important as physical contact?
I think it's true because I'm not gonna lie to you guys. When I first met Michael, our first conversation was about Nintendo 3DS, right? And he was playing a game, and I was talking to a friend about how I got Kingdom Hearts on the 3DS, and he goes, and then he's just like, "Oh, you play Kingdom Hearts?" And I was like, "You caught me already." But also besides the fact that when we were talking, like he was also mentioning that, you know, like he likes anime and stuff, and I was like, oh, like I can actually relate with this person. So I definitely think so.
All right, so mine, Aquarius, is there's nothing that can attract an Aquarius more than an interesting conversation with a person. Openness, communication, imagination, and willingness to risk are the qualities that fit well in the perspective of life with this zodiac sign. Integrity and honesty are essential for anyone who wants a long-term relationship. And the last one, in love, they are loyal, committed, and not at all possessive. They give independence to their partner and consider them as equals.
True, true, true.
Yeah, I would have to agree with a lot of this. I need openness, I need communication, I need integrity and honesty. You make a mistake, just tell me, you know, like I'll try to move past it if I can. If I can't, I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is I am not possessive at all. Like you have free range and you can do whatever you want. But again, that comes with integrity and honesty.
Mm-hmm.
I have to like trust that, you know, you're good, I'm good. Communicate. Just let me know what's up.
Yeah. Once they start a romantic relationship, maintaining peace and harmony become the most important thing and their primary goal. Libra is the sign of marriage, making its representatives open for traditional pathways of love. They search for deep, meaningful relationships, and although they don't have trouble relating with people they aren't really close to, the only true satisfaction in their love life comes from complete surrender of body and soul.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Wow. That is intense.
I think it's really
For
true.
real.
Because, yeah, I don't have trouble relating to people, even if I'm not close to them. But, like, when you, like, really are vulnerable with me, oh my gosh.
Sagittarius in love are playful and humorous, so they enjoy having fun with their partners. And they appreciate partners who are equally open and expressive and are willing to try almost anything. Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to go
Nail
out
on the
and have fun.
Especially with that voice, right? So do you wanna
Do you want
Do
to
you
go
wanna,
to, like, Taco Bell?
Yes.
Okay, the next one, friends. Libra representatives are highly social and put their friends in the limelight, but sometimes raise their expectation bars too high, my bad, and choose friendships that make them feel superior to the person standing in front of them. Their nature makes them indecisive, which is why they might show a lack of tactful and calm. They can communicate through any problem if they want to, and will often help others understand the other side of their personal conflicts and trouble with other people. I already admitted sometimes I had way too high of expectations for my friends, but I don't do that anymore. I don't think I like do it to feel superior to someone either, because that's just messed up. But I do like put my friends up here, like they're my, I don't know how to explain it. You know what I mean? I just like taking care of my friends.
You do. You put your friends on a pedestal. Like you treat them right, and you know you're always there to help them when they need it.
Yep.
are you indecisive? I think at times.
Yeah, but like if it's like food and like people take forever, if someone takes forever to make a decision, I will help make it so that we don't sit there forever. But then when it's like my own things, I'm very indecisive.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
True.
I think that's just because you try to be tactful about it, try to be careful about things. So I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Aquarius friends, although born communicative, they need time to get close to people, considering they are highly sensitive people. Closeness to them means vulnerability. Their immediacy behavior combined with their strong views makes them a challenge to meet. Aquarius will do anything for a loved one to the point of self-sacrifice if necessary. Their friends should possess these 3 qualities: creativity, intellect, and integrity.
Yes.
I would have to, yeah, I think I agree
100%.
with all of that.
Yeah.
I am actually very sensitive, so it is hard for me to be vulnerable. So, like, if I trust you, then I'll be vulnerable around you.
Yeah.
I sacrifice a lot, I guess. And I think you guys are all creative, intellect, and have integrity.
You know that part where it says that you would do anything for a loved one to the point of self-sacrifice? I feel like you're discovering that you are doing that, and I think you're like moving away from it now, and you're kind of more, I see you like wanting to stand up for yourself and be like, I'm not going to self-sacrifice this time.
Yeah,
So
that's
I
a
think
good point.
that's nice.
I'm like selective about it.
Mm-hmm.
I can self-sacrifice, but I also know when not to.
Yep. Sagittarius are very fun and always surrounded by friends. No, I'm an introvert. Sagittarius love to laugh and enjoy the diversity of life and culture, so they will easily acquire many friends around the world. And they are generous and not one of those who lecture. I don't know. I do like diversity. I like to hear about other people's experiences, especially if they're different than mine. You know, like if I were to talk to myself, that would be so boring. I just want to see like what else is out there. um I think it's funny it says that Sagittarius are not one of those who lecture, because I find myself lecturing people all of a sudden. I'm like, where did this come from?
But I think in terms of diversity, it's that you can expand outside of your culture and talk with people who are outside of your culture without feeling intimidated or feeling some type of way about yourself or their perspective. I feel like you can be very open-minded about it. And so I think that's also what it can mean.
Yeah. And also with like food, you're like willing to try a lot of different things and it like makes you excited.
I'll eat anything.
Yeah.
For Gemini friends, they love to chat, search for understanding, always looking for strong-willed people to communicate with. And without a clear flow of words spoken, they will quickly lose interest in the entire theme of any conversation and need to stay on the move, feeling inspired and pushed towards by the information shared. I think that's totally true, because sometimes I get lost about what we're talking about, but I just jump back in. And I think when I'm talking to other friends too, like I'll just bring up like random conversations about something else. I'll be like, hey, did you guys see that video about the dog who does this? And they're like, oh, let me see it.
So like if people take too long to get to the point, you get like distracted.
I do get distracted.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it depends on like how much of my mind you actually need. Like, do you need me to pay attention from like this whole story, or can you actually just get to the point that's like the most important part where I can like help you? Sorry, that sounds
My
mean.
me.
No,
No, I'm like, am I talking too much now?
no, you're not. You're not. Let's move on to family, y'all. So for Geminis, a family is very important to a Gemini, especially their children once they build a strong emotional bond with them. Lack of stability they show to their partners with their expectations extremely high, don't reflect on family as much, and they seem to have a more modest and calm approach to those he shared a home with. I think it's pretty true. I have a very strong emotion, like connection with my family.
And when you have the kid, they're gonna be like your family where everyone's super close.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. And I agree with how they say like I'm closer to like the young kids, because I like to spend a lot of time with my nephews and nieces. And it's mostly because, you know, like when I go over to my sister's places, they're usually really tired, and so like a lot of the kids, like they're like, oh, I want to play with, you know, auntie, and I'll spend my whole day like literally playing with them until they go to sleep.
Libra's family. In constant search for harmony, these individuals have a tendency to agree with their parents and siblings only to avoid personality. Oh, wait. And often turn to solitude only to discover their own point of view among many. If they are well built and worked on their inner sense of power, they discover ease in being a good parent and role model, ready to share everything they know with their children. Is that saying like I just agree with everyone, and then when I'm by myself, I kind of have my own thoughts?
I would agree with what you said.
Yeah, I think that's how I am too, just because I want to keep the peace. Yep, okay.
And then for an Aquarius family, although they have a sense of duty to relatives, they will not maintain close ties if the same expectations as in friendships are not fulfilled.
I don't know if I see that really in you, but no, I think your family's too big for you to be like, bye. You know what I mean? I think you'll always be there for your family, even if they don't share the same intellectual like level that you do. I can't see that
Thanks.
really. For Sagittarius, they are dedicated and willing to do almost anything for their family. No, I don't think so. I think I was like I grew up that way and that was my nature, but I think like growing up, I'm learning to say no more. Sorry, busy. I have things and I don't self-sacrifice for them. Should we go to career and money?
Yeah.
So for Sagittarius, when they visualize something in their minds, they will do everything they can to achieve this. Yeah, I agree with that. And they know what to say in a given situation and are great salespeople.
Yes, your customer service voice can be very convincing.
Hey, I'm Krista. How can I help you? No, that's not how it is. I just thought this was funny. Suitable jobs for Sagittarius will have different tasks and dynamic atmosphere. Examples are travel agent, photographer, researcher, artist, and ambassador. I think it's funny because I work like the most boring accounting job ever, but it's dynamic in the boring sense. You know, I look for like difference in the monotony. So I think honestly I could have that anywhere. And then Sagittarius also enjoy making and spending money and is considered to be the happiest sign of the zodiac because we do not care much where we will earn the money. And that is true. I couldn't care.
All right, so for an Aquarius, we bring enthusiasm to the job. We like careers that allow us to develop and demonstrate the concept of different concepts. We are visionary types who engage in activities that aim to make humanity better. We have a talent of maintaining a balance between spending and saving, which I don't know if I agree with. Some potential careers are acting, writing, teaching, photography, or piloting. Our best work environment gives them the freedom to solve the problem without strict guidelines. And we like unconventional, we're the unconventional type, so we don't like conforming to rules. I guess I'm not a rule follower. And if given the opportunity to express their talent, can achieve remarkable success.
Yes. Especially your teaching, you bring enthusiasm to the job for sure.
Hey guys, welcome back to YouTube. But I do like to work in an environment where I'm given freedom and there's not many rules that I have to follow, so I do like that aspect.
Career and money for Libras. For each Libra, the key to a happy life is a fine balance, meaning they will not commit to work without setting apart enough time for their private life and their loved ones. They can be loved leaders, even though sometimes they lack the initiative needed to organize people who work for them and will work hard to deserve privileges that come their way. And I think that's true because, like, I told you, like, I would, when we did the podcast, The Truth or Drink, and I said I would hire all of you, but I would not be, like, a really good boss because I'm not good at delegating things. Like, I don't want to be, like, the boss. So, like, I can organize things, but I wouldn't be a strong leader, I think. In search of truth and justice, they are good lawyers and judges and can also be successful as diplomats, designers, and composers if they have nurtured their artistic side from childhood. They work well in a group and can be convincing and gifted speakers. They balance between saving and spending pretty well. Even though they enjoy fashion and fine clothes, they rarely let their desires for spending get the best of them.
I don't know about that last part because I know when you see something, you're like, I want it.
Hey, but I
You'll
don't
go
buy
get
things
it.
that are super expensive. But yeah.
I think the career choices are actually really good too, because I feel like you do really well with like interior design, and I think if you had chose that route, you would have really, really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I would have to agree with Tiff.
Did you though nurture your artistic side from childhood? Just wondering.
I've drawn since first grade.
Okay,
Yeah.
I could see that.
I should show you a drawing that she made me in like one of the yearbooks. It was like her chibi versions. Your little like stick ones with little like circle feet.
Oh my gosh, I
So-
don't remember this stuff.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
please. Yes, please.
Okay, for a Gemini, they tend to find jobs that stimulate their brains and challenge themselves. They are skillful, innovative, and often very smart, and with a need for a dynamic working environment and a lot of social contacts met in the office. I actually agree with that a lot because at my last job, I don't think I could have done anything if I had never pushed myself to meet like people from accounting or meeting people from like the engineering team. And I think a lot of my work has actually been a lot better because I was able to ask them like physically versus like through an email where things can be misinterpreted. Um, some of the best career choices are traders, inventors, writers, orators, preachers, and lawyers. I don't know about any of those besides writers. I think writing would be fun because, you know, you let your imagination go wild. They like working in places where they aren't stuck in a routine or repetitive tasks that don't allow them to shine. Can't decide between practicality and pleasure when buying items, makes spending money a bit difficult. And finances are kept in check and organized, giving them a sense of confidence and security they often don't even know they need. I actually quite agree with these because when I buy things and you guys know it, I'm like, do I actually need it or do I want it? Like, I can't buy it just because I want one of those. Like, it has to be used for some, like, I actually need it for like an event or like a really, really rare sense of I want it because I want it. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
And I think finances are pretty on point too. I try to save as much as I can, and I think a lot of the times I don't think I'm saving enough because I always compare it to like how other people are saving money. But I think I'm actually doing quite well for our age. Now we're moving into the how do you attract the zodiac woman? So for Geminis, keep up with her momentum, passionate from like things like passionate and gentle to aloof and distant. This is a result of her natural born tendency to stay safe and on a distance from other people, prepare to run off into a carefree love story that awaits for her just around the corner. This is an enthusiastic, witty, intellectual, and soft-spoken woman, while at the same time extremely open-minded and always ready to meet someone new. Getting with this kind of person will take a lot of patience for a serious relationship. And once she thinks she finds a man who can satisfy her emotionally and physically, this woman will be the one to suggest starting a family, marriage, and growing old together. Yes. She is impressed by partners who teach her new things. I think these are kind of true from what I'm thinking about. I think I like, since a Gemini sign, you know, switching from happy to mad. I definitely think this is something that should be forewarned for maybe people who are dating women like me, perhaps.
How to attract a Libra. To seduce a Libra woman, one has to be a good conversationalist and listener. She enjoys being taught about new things and enjoys talking about herself and her personal interests just as much as she likes sinking in deep into her partner's life. She is charming, intelligent, and finds solutions to problems that arise along the way with certain ease. Her partner needs to keep her interested and on her toes at first, making her question her own initiative and choices, while also straightforward and surprising enough. Being ruled by Venus, a Libra woman has a natural tendency to have certain mood swings, but this won't make her any less just in her ways. Once she falls in love and shares a home with a partner, she will take care of them, make them look good, and keep their social life organized and well adjusted to social norms they live in. I think it's pretty accurate. Because, like, I do like talking a lot, so I need someone who doesn't think I'm annoying, but I also want someone who talks a lot too. Like, I want to hear about your life. And if you don't listen to me when I'm like telling this super long story, I'm just like, really? I just said all that for nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I think you're going to be very organized in your social life because you like to have a social life. So I think keeping your partner well adjusted in that is going to be something that you do fairly well. All right, for how to attract an Aquarius woman. So we long for romance and good conversation. You have to appeal to the multiple different sides of our personality. You have to stand out from the crowd, so come across a little bit different than everyone else. Don't try to be too demanding or too pushy. Give lots of freedom because we are very independent. Show her your cool and calm type. Avoid emotionally charged issues and appeal to her intellectual side instead.
I
I
agree.
would
Wrong
have
agreement.
to agree. with
Yeah, I feel like if
Amara.
they're too demanding or pushy, that would like irritate you.
Yeah, because I see us as equals.
Mhm.
So treat me as an equal. Don't treat me as if you're superior.
Mm-hmm.
And also the independent too. You know, I think definitely you know how to be independent yourself. Like you don't rely on anyone to, you know, like shower you with gifts or anything. Like if you want it, you buy it yourself, and you know, you don't have to have a man there to support you. But it's
Yeah.
like it's nice to have, but it's not needed. And I think even your current relationship right now with, you know, Armando, you guys are both pretty independent people, and I think that dynamic works with you guys.
Yeah.
I would say so too.
How to attract a Sagittarius woman. If you want to, this is the word they use, if you want to seduce a Sagittarius woman, you should ask her out on a date outdoors. She loves adventures and long conversations. True. Dating a Sagittarius requires an adventurous spirit because she sees everything as a challenge and cannot stand boredom.
True.
Although she was wild, do not expect her to fall in love immediately, but when she does fall in love, she will be a loyal and caring partner. In order to date the Sagittarius woman, you will need to possess a free spirit and a love of travel. And if you give her a reason to think a relationship with you is going to be difficult, she will simply walk out the door. Super true.
Yeah. Those are all very true.
Compatible signs with the Sagittarius are the Aries, Leo, Libra, and Aquarius.
So
Do you want to
you
date
know what's
me?
up.
Damn. Okay.
For an Aquarius, it's all of you guys. So a Gemini,
Aw.
Libra, Sagittarius, and an Aries.
That's cool.
Interesting.
Compatible signs Libra should consider are Geminis, Leo, Sagittarius, Aquarius. It's literally you guys.
That's
Why didn't I get
crazy.
two?
That is so weird, right? Yeah.
Can't be friends because you bullied me.
That was the kindergarten. For mine, it's Aries, Leo, Libra, Aquarius, and Sagittarius.
Wait, yours is Sagittarius?
Mm-hmm.
Mine doesn't say Gemini.
Maybe she's a good friend for you.
Oh,
I'm not for you.
maybe I'm not a good friend to you. That's fine. I'll take my cheese roll back. Thanks.
So basically, we have like each other. It's pretty funny.
And that's how all the stars aligned.
Oh yeah, aligned back
Ooh.
together. Maybe I do believe it.
After what, 10 years, the line is back. So this wraps up our knowledge of astrology. If you have more knowledge or if you have more suggestions, please comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, y'all. Stay
Bitchin'.
Bitchin'.